This morning, I want to speak to you about 3 top tips for when you're speaking to investors, but you've never completed a deal. It's probably one of the main questions that sourcing agents ask me when I have chats with them. How can I possibly get an investor to want to work with me if I've never sold a deal? And to be honest, it isn't insurmountable. So myself and the team thought that we'd put together 3 top tips for you as to how to approach it. I've got them written down because my memory isn't as good as what it was. So if I glance down, you'll know I'm looking at my list to make sure that I give you all of the information that I want to do. And I'm still drinking my coffee as well. So tip 1, talk about the locations and the strategies that the investor is interested in. It's easier and it's much better for you if you get the investor to talk to you first. So whether you're meeting face to face or whether it's a telephone call, be the first one to say, "Hi, my name is, I'm looking to meet up with investors. What area are you investing in currently and how's it going?" And just open up the conversation and let them talk to you and take in what they're saying. You should already know your own area inside out. What you've learned about that area, about the strategies. Have you had a job there? Did you go to university there? Did you grow up there? Have you lived there all of your life, as Tony and I have done on our patches? Draw on some previous experience from previous jobs or your current job if you're not full-time in property. Have you got experience in sales, communication? Show off your location expertise, how you know the area, how you drill down to understand which strategies work in what area. And this takes time to build up the knowledge. Tony and I were boots on the ground, talking to estate agents, lettings agents. We would never have got lost on the areas anyway because we knew them from childhood. But we had to learn them in a different way. Walking around as a child or even an adult in the area that you live doesn't teach you how to view them from a property investment perspective. So you have to have a different outlook on the area that you're considering to use for your patch. So that's tip number 1, is get the investor to give you information about the strategies that they're interested in, the geographical areas, why they are, and then impart how you've gained your knowledge of that area, did you live there, etc. How you gain the knowledge on the strategies, boots on the ground, talking to estate agents, lettings agents, research, etc. Tip number 2, and this is a top one. Although you have never sold a deal and you don't have a deal presentation that you have sold to an investor that you can impress new investors with, you can still create a portfolio of example deals. So with all of that boots on the ground, all of that research, I strongly suggest that you choose only 1 or 2 strategies to do this with. Let's say buy-to-let in SA or buy-to-let in HMO, whatever it is that floats your boat or what works well in your area, doesn't make any difference. And understand exactly how you assess those. Research your area, understand where they work best, and then do dummy runs on properties that are available at that point in time as if you had an investor to package it up for and send the presentation out to. Give examples of the types of deals that you can source, not that you have sourced or that you have sold, but give examples of the types of deals that you can source. You have to have researched and know your area very well. As I said, select 1 or 2 different strategies that you want to work with. Focus on the presentation being of really, really good quality and providing all of the information that that investor would want. If you're not aware of material information, rules and regulations that have just been clarified, shall we say, they've always been there in consumer protection regulations, but NCLAT have brought out guidance under 3 stages as to what information we must be providing now. And focus on creating a very, very good quality deal presentation. Be very, very clear as to how you've calculated any returns that you give, including giving the formula that you've used. So it's very, very clear to the investor how you've come to those figures. Have copies with you that maybe you can let them have. Or, better still, get them into your world, get a business card off them or contact details and tell them that you will email them through some examples of these deals. Again, make sure that you don't flat out say that you sold or completed these deals. Tell the truth, that these are the types of deals that you can source. So that's tip number 2. And number 3 is, with the confidence of knowing the patch that you're working on, with knowing the strategies very, very well, with being confident in the fact that you're operating legally and compliantly, you have everything in place, you've got the support behind you if something goes wrong, that you've got someone to turn to talk to, that gives you the confidence to let them talk to you and then you respond as needed. Don't feel that you have to spew out a load of garbage and information because it probably isn't relevant to them. Let the investor do the talking. Get the investor to open up, take in the information that they have given you, and with the confidence that you have from knowing your patch, knowing the strategies, knowing that you've worked these example deals and you can email them through to them, knowing that you have a process already written, which you should have, for onboarding the investor if they express an interest, and that you're confident in those processes that you have, it will work. And the more confidence that you have, the easier it gets and the better that you will get at it. Networking is something that you have to practice. It isn't for everyone. It's not something that I enjoy, regardless of the fact of how much you guys may think I am absolutely full to the brim with confidence. I'm not always and in all situations. Tony loves going out networking because it pushes his boundaries of confidence networking, despite the fact he has a background of being a police officer. We all have our little idiosyncrasies that our confidence levels are negated at when we do it, and networking is probably one of them. The most is probably standing on stages and presenting. What I've also been told to let you know about is the fact that we run courses. One of those courses is a legally required document pack. And I've recently been working incredibly hard on recording and updating documents. And we've recently uploaded 3 new documents updated in the last week. And I'm working on 7 more at the moment. And we're also working on for you, anyone at all that has ever purchased our full course or the legally required documents course will have the opportunity to be able to pay for 12 months for a much lower fee than the full pack costs to have access to those updated documents. Sadly I have found in the last few weeks is a sourcing agent came to us who about 3 years ago had done our training, got our documents and thought that that was it forever. Sadly, that isn't the case. And HMRC inspected them and provided them with an 11-page report on failures. They have since gone on to get our updated document pack, and they are working on them and submitting them to HMRC. So that is going to be available to you shortly. An annual payment where you can get annually the updates that we create. I'm working directly with HMRC at this moment in time, so I have a direct in with the HMRC's anti-money laundering team. And because we work with an awful lot of sourcing agents and estate agents, if they are inspected and they're willing to share the reports with us, I get insight into what HMRC have said on these surveys, on these inspections. So that is Compliance Over Coffee for this morning. I hope you found something useful in there.